Okay, so we're going to look at some of the tools that we have here in Navisworks Freedom. And, all right, basically the selection tree is something we use all the time, and it's quite useful. Now, what we got here is the, where is it? Let's select all. Select. So if I click on here, all right, notice I'm getting that particular thing, all right? So what's that? If I go to properties, it tells me what it is. Now this thing here, for example, now, because I clicked on it, let me just, you can actually pin these things here, so I'll just use the pin here. So it can stay there all the time. Maybe a bit bigger. You can see that we've got the some properties here, and also we've got this Revit material thing. It does indicate that that's come from a Revit file, that particular thing. It's glass, it's glass, it's blue, yes. You can see that, all right. So this properties thing, as most properties do, they will change depending on what you click on. And you know, if I click on here, it's a floor, it's got some ID stuff, it's got, now in here, remember how we talked about in the Revit architecture, we talked about the, what was the name of that uniformat thing, uniformat code, that, you know, a floor might have a uniformat code of 10 dot whatever, say. So that will also be somewhere in here as a property that will come through, all right? So phases, and it's got more, all right? So this is very detailed, actually. Some stuff is just very basic, hasn't got much. But this has been done very well, and it's got a lot of information that's come across from this. All right, so now I'm looking for the sorry.
Project file this one.
Sorry?
Where was that project file, the one you got?
Where was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in this file here. We opened up from in here. This is a file there. Who knows? I'm not sure what we're going to get from these recordings, but anyway, hopefully we'll continue with this now. All right, so basically with the selection tree, whatever I click on here, it actually shows up on the selection tree if you got it already expanded out, and tells you which drawing you came from. All right, so it's you can get down to you know, for example, I can click there. Perhaps that's a glass, and the other one was, you know, the whole window with a frame. You know, so you can go right down to the minute sort of detail. So if I go in here, let's find something else, something different to look at. All right, so if I click on here, what have we done? All right, it's up here. You see that's highlighted. So that's, I've just clicked on that floor there. If I expand this out, there's something else there. That's still the floor. So there's no more levels below that. So if you know what you're looking for, you can actually go through the tree and find it. And once you find it, you can get information on it, or you can go to it and mark it up. So if I know the desks are in a particular sort of file in here, I can go to those by highlighting them here. Let's see, you can go focus an item, for example, and it'll tag you wherever that is. I'm not sure what the ceiling, that's what I had before. Okay, so if I go to the floor, I can go right click and go focus an item, and it'll take me closer to that. All right, if I want to get to the to that particular table in there, how do I do it? Well, you can, for example, I can't get behind the glass, so I can do a couple of things. I can do a section through, so I can get to see the or touch the table, or I can just hide. Where am I? Hide this item here. Okay, you have selected an object which is instanced multiple times. Performing this operation would change all instances of this object, not just those that are selected. Okay, fair enough. So there must have been 3 of those in a row or something there. All right, so here you go. I can grab the table now. All right, so if I were, now I know the table now is under this file here, table cafe, and under furniture. So if I'm known to get to it eventually, which is under another file, okay? Now if I couldn't see that, so in other words, now I know it's selected now because I just picked it, but I can just go right click here and go focus on item. Boo, that didn't work very well, did it? Okay, it's focusing on it. It's there. I mean, I can see it. If I zoom in, that didn't work very well. But anyhow, the idea is that it's supposed to tag you there. Obviously, there you go. There's some bugs there in this drawing. All right, sorry. No, well, yes and no, hang on. No, because as you can see here, there's a number of cafe tables here, and I just picked that one there. So there's more over there. Right, so it should know to go to that one, but yeah, it probably depends which way I was facing to start with. So if I was maybe there, let's say, right click, focus, no. So if I pick the other one, say, right click, focus on item, it's swung around here. So, you can see it's not the best, a bit clunky, a lot clunky. All right, so that's the tool they gave us, and that's how well it works. Sorry. Okay. All right, so that's the hiding objects, and you can unhide objects as well. Just escape there for a minute. Just want to see how we're going over here. If I just write, where is it? Where were we looking before? Oh, it should be unhighlighted by now. All right, so where's those glass? Where was it? Just trying to unhide them. Take the screeds off for a minute. Home. Oh, here. We were looking at here, weren't we? All right, here it is. All right. So now we can get in there. Now, how does sectioning? Oh, by the way, if you want to unhide those things, you can go here and go unhide all. All right, and just bring them back. All right. Just flicking through on. So we sort of skimmed over a couple of things actually. Let me just go back a step. I have pinned these things on here. Actually, this is similar to Revit as well in the way that things go on top of each other. So you've got to be careful. But I've pinned this few in here. But if you end up pinning everything in Navisworks, you'll end up finding that there's no room for your drawing. This really does need a couple of monitors, all right? But that it works quite well by them retracting back as well. So that's the way I prefer to use it. But so let me just go back a step. So if you lost some of these, so if I turn this off, for example, and the measuring here, for example, if I turn some of those off, and the properties, they can go. How do we get them back? Go to Windows here, and I can tick properties on, and that comes back to where it was last. Selection tree. All right, and you can go to what was the other one? Measuring tools, for example. All right, so they come back like that under the view. Yeah, now view tab, Windows. That's where they are. All right. Now, if they're not sort of where you want them to be, so if I just unpin this, you can pin them and unpin them. Sorry, what is it doing? Can't get it back. How do we? Here, I've got this on there. All right, I managed to drag the properties out. I'm not sure why I can't drag the others. But see now when I'm moving around, this is referred to on page 26 of that booklet. We get these little icons pop up, these little things here. So if I went there, it would actually put it up horizontally. If I went here, it would put it to the left. All right.
Why is that? I can't understand that.
Why does it do that?
Yeah.
Rather than just drop it in, that's where it goes? Yeah, it's just the way this works. Well, the thing is, Navisworks was designed by a totally different company to Revit, and different company to Autodesk, AutoCAD. So the way they designed it to start with was to work this way. So that just sort of got maintained once Autodesk bought that or acquired that software. So that's, yeah, I don't know why it works like that, but yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, so that's basically that. You can dock it anywhere you like. So I'm going to just dock it over here.
What's the benefit of that?
What? Or benefit of what?
Docking, having the different docking points like that.
Oh, there's no real benefit. It's just, in fact, in AutoCAD, I'm sure if you can dock up the top, some of that stuff. I don't think you can. This one you can, and the bottom is mainly the left and right sides you can dock. But I'm not sure what the benefits are, but basically they're the 4 different points you can put it on. Yeah, I can't see. It's just the way it's designed, really. So, so that's there. Now the problem is pinned. So if I auto hide there, it'll just go back on the side here and just expands out. All right. So, okay. So that's the that one.
How did you get it in that side then?
The what?
Properties. How did you get it in there? You just dragged it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you have to pin it first, and then you can drag it out. That's why I couldn't drag that one, I think. And then you just go left, and you got to go on this little arrowhead, and then you just it just drops there, and then you can hide it. All right, so that's how that works. All right, so let me. We've not got much time with this. All right, under view output viewport. So, yeah, it's just different. The way it works is a bit different. Just go through this. Viewpoint, we're going to show you a bit later on. Panning and that is here. Look around. There's a person here which you can set up to walk through, and you can put gravity in him. So in other words, or you can do crouching, it says there. So if I turn that on for a minute, there's a person. You can do crouching and collision. So as you walk through, if there's a confined space, he will just duck. Or you can make him hit his head if you don't make him crouch. So you know there's a problem. All right, and there's other stuff here. Now, this is different ways of viewing the model. And enable sectioning is the other thing we're going to look at. Now, we're going to look at that in the next little recording because we're going to run out a bit of time. But once I turn that on, you'll see there's some additional tools that will come up. And that's basically sectioning, viewpoints, which will also show you. Also, viewpoints you can't even create, but you can view them. Sectioning and measuring is basically the only other thing, apart from moving through the model, that you can do with this Freedom software, really. It's quite limited in what you can do. All right. So we'll stop that there, and we'll probably do the final recording next, and you can play with it.